In this video, we're going to be converting from standard to metric and metric to standard, but only dealing in lengths and speed. And so I've got a couple of problems here. The first one is 93 million miles, and we want to convert that to kilometers. This represents roughly the distance between Earth and the Sun. In the next example, we've got speeds going from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. And I'll show you how to deal with those. In another video, I will show you how to go from kilometers per hour to miles per hour, and then we can talk about going from kilometers or meters, that sort of thing, back to inches and that. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things that I'm going to mention to you is that I don't really know that many different kinds of conversions. And so I only remember that 1 inch is exactly 2.54 centimeters. That's all I know, which means everything that I do has to be gotten down into inches and centimeters at some point. So in my mind, I need to take miles down to inches, then centimeters to kilometers. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of going for in this. So let's go ahead and get started. I start with 93 million miles. That is always where I start. Whoop. Let me make some room here so I can put in my little MI for miles. Get rid of this one here. Okay, so now I've got my start, 93 million miles, and now the next one, I want to go somewhere with that. Now the only conversion from standard to metric I know is from 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters. I do, however, also know that there are, and I'll put this over to the side, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile, which means I can use that down here. I was in miles. I want to be in feet, and so that's going to give me 5,280 in 1 mile. And so now I'm going to go ahead and continue with that. I'm in miles, or I'm sorry, miles cancel. I'm in feet, and now I want to go to inches, because that's when I can make my conversion. And so I want to go ahead and take feet, which was where I was, into inches. Now that's going to be 1 foot is 12 inches. Now that I'm in inches, I can convert inches into centimeters. And so my feet cancel. I'm in inches. In inches goes on the bottom, centimeters goes on the top. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So now I get in centimeters, and so this is going to be a two-step process. I'm converting from standard to metric. I'll work the metric system later. Okay, to do this, just open up a calculator. It doesn't matter which kind you use. I'm just going to use a Windows calculator here, just to make it easy. Take your 93 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times, not plus, times 5280, times 12, times 2.54, divided by 1, divided by 1, divided by 1. And I come up with that monster number. Okay, so I'm going to write that number down. 149668, 149668, 99250s, 992, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now this is in centimeters because inches canceled out, and now I'm in centimeters. However, I don't want to be in centimeters, I want to be in kilometers. And so what that's going to allow me to do then is I've got to convert centimeters to kilometers. So I'm going to take my continuum here, units, and I go 1, 2, 3. This gives me deci. This gives me centi. And this gives me milli. All right, 1, 2, 3 gives me deca. capital D-E-K-A, hecto, H-E-C-O, H-E-C-T-O, and kilo, K-I-L-O. I want to go from centimeters. I'm going to put a dot there. I'm going to move that all the way to kilo, and I'm going to count the number of places I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's how many decimal places I'm going to move from centimeters. And it's in the direction of left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go right there. Now, since I have a bunch of zeros off to the right of the decimal place, I'm going to go ahead and wipe those out because it really doesn't matter that they're there. And so for my final answer, I've got 1, 4, 9, 6, 6, 8, 9, 9, 2. For a total of 14. Whoop. I wondered why that was a little off. For a total of 149,668,992 kilometers between here and the sun. Okay, so that's a rough distance between Earth and the sun. We're going to follow that same idea on number 2. And number 2 looks like it's going to be more complicated, but it's really not. Now it says miles per hour, and I want to transform that into kilometers per hour. By the way, 70 miles an hour is the speed limit of the interstates in Michigan. So since that's where I'm from, that's the kind of speed I'm using. Okay, so I want to convert that from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. Really, I'm just converting miles to kilometers yet again. And so I'm going to take 70 miles, and I'm going to write per hour underneath. That's my start. Now you're going to notice as I work through this, I'm not going to need hours. That's not going to change. So I was in miles. I want to go to feet because I have to somehow get back to inches and centimeters. And so I don't know how many inches are in a mile. So I'm going to go from miles to feet. Miles are going to cancel. It's 1 mile and 5,280 feet. Then I'm going to convert feet to inches. There's 1 foot, 12 inches. Feet cancel. I am now in inches, so I can go ahead and extend this out to, I want to be in centimeters. I was in inches, and 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. As you're working through this, make sure that you're understanding the process, not the numbers themselves. So we're going to go ahead and multiply straight across here, and that's going to put me in centimeters per hour. Whoop. Oh, come on down here. So to do this, I go 70 times 5,280 times 12 times 2.54 divided by 1 divided by 1 divided by 1. And I go through this whole process all the time, even though you obviously can tell that it's 1 on the bottom. But the idea here is that it won't always be 1 on the bottom. And so I can change that as I need, but I follow the same exact method through. Multiply all across the top, divide all across the bottom, and that'll take care of it. So this is going to give me 910, 990, 0800. 910, 990, 0800. That comma should not be there. Now I'm in centimeters per hour. Ooh, something doesn't look right. I don't like that number. Yeah, I really don't like that number. Something happened here in the multiplication. 35, 350. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. 70 times 5280 times 12 times 2.54. Ah, that makes much more sense. Okay, I caught myself here because as I'm looking at it, this is a huge number here in red, just a monster. I'm going to move it over 5 spaces, so I'd get 91,000 kilometers per hour. I'm not an expert, but that seems a little on the steep side for me. So I don't like that. That in the red is gone. 112.65408. 112.65408 centimeters per hour. I like this one better because I know that 70, if I double it, it's going to be 140, and a kilometer is not quite double a mile, and so it should be between 70 and 140. That's our final answer, should be between 70 and 140. Okay, so now we need to convert this. Well, I'm not converting hours again, I'm just converting centimeters. That's all I'm working on. And so I have my little continuum here, and I have my unit, 1.2 for centi, 123 for kilo. I am on centi, and I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to kilo. So I'm going to take my decimal place here in centimeters per hour, and I'm going to move it 5 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it's about 112.65408 kilometers per hour. Or it's about 113 kilometers per hour. And so I just put 113 up here. So that's not bad. All the conversions happen this way. It's just a matter of what's on top versus what's on the bottom. And if you know any other conversions, for instance, I do happen to know that there is 1.609 kilometers-ish, 1609 kilometers in 1 mile. I could have used that conversion as well and done it in one step. I just don't like to memorize a bunch of stuff. I already know standard. I already know how to work in metric. I just need one conversion that goes from one to the other. That's it. I can get there otherwise. And so that's my take on it. If you want to memorize more and more conversions, it's just going to make it quicker. It's not going to make it any more right.